Before I start this video, I'd like to point out that I'll make a few jokes, and said jokes will be indicated by this sound. Okay, enjoy. This is going to be a short video about democratic reform in Britain / 19th century progress and invention / introduction to imperialism. You know, the usual kind of things, so let's start off. What impact did the light bulb, telephone, and internal combustion engine have on society during the 19th century? Short answer. Okay, so let's look at this. The light bulb. Okay, the light bulb. Let's look at it. Working hours were made longer because of the light bulb. No longer did workers need to work just in the day, but they could work into the night. Isn't that great? They're being paid less than minimum wage today, far, far less. But at least they can see what they're doing. Think about when workers would need to work in the dark, in smelly, enclosed, cramped areas. Now they could see what they were actually doing. That was huge. Not only that, but it made the workplace safer. Think about if you're around machinery, that's going to need to be oiled. And guess what oil is? It's flammable. You do not want to catch oil on fire. You're going to burn down the factory and possibly die. Not only that, but home safety. That was very important. Candles and oil-based lamps were dangerous fire hazards, and that actually killed a lot of people because their houses burned down. But now it's safer, especially today with LED light bulbs. Now, you don't really need to worry about burning down your house. You just need to worry about leaving your phone charging overnight. Okay, how about this? Leisure hours. Fast forward about 50 years when certain acts were put in place so that you didn't need to work like 15 hours. You actually had leisure time, especially before such things as television, movies. There was a lot of free time in the winter. This is described by some certain Russian authors, that in the winter time, especially when there was no harvesting to be done by the farmers, winter time was pretty boring. So guess what? You have more boring time now. And fast forward, we continue to make light bulbs more energy efficient and brighter. And it's literally become a symbol of ideas, and Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb. Just wanted to put that out there, because Einstein did. Telephone made it possible for two people to independently communicate with each other when they were hundreds of miles apart, almost instantly. This completely revolutionized how people communicate with each other. Before, you would need to wait months or maybe even years for a message to travel from, especially if you were separated by an ocean. You would need to wait months to get a message. It would need to travel by boat. It's possible by the time that you got that message that they would have died, depending on the subject of the message. That changed with the telephone. Now you could talk to people instantly. You could hear their voice. And keep in mind, the telephone was invented by Alexander Graham Bell in 1870, before Edison invented a way for sound to be recorded. With the advent of the modern combustion engine, not when Henry Ford was producing it, but an early version of it compared to us, was being produced at the turn of the 20th century in his Model Ts that later would become more economically feasible and allow many Americans to travel across the United States. And not only that, but it would allow mobile freedom for people who sometimes died in the same exact town that they were born in. Now people could move around. Now people could just drive for an afternoon to a new city. Just for the thrill of it. This made local economies flourish. People were finally traveling. No longer were cities dependent on the people within it, but people moving through it. That's how the internal combustion engine affected America. Look, fast forward 100 years after Henry Ford released his economically feasible black Model T, and you'll see we have Tesla now, which is a good thing because we're running out of gas and oil. So, Elon Musk, everyone. So what can we gain from all of this? Products of the Industrial Revolution in America and in Britain contribute to everything we use today. Think about it. 1903, December 14th, Kitty Hawk, Wright brothers, first controlled manned flight. Fast forward 60 years later, closer to 70, but 60 plus years later, men are walking on the moon. Fast forward from there, Elon Musk is looking at a way to travel to Mars, a manned mission to Mars. As soon as people start pushing the boundaries of what is possible, we move forward as a race. We move forward in everything we do. Keep that in mind. As history repeats itself, we will see a cycle of industrial revolutions. We're in the information age right now. With all this information, we're surely to either have a new industrial revolution or destroy ourselves with artificial intelligence. Either way, look forward to the future. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.